Well, there we have it. This week marks Africa Education Week, and throughout our programming, CNBC Africa will be unpacking pertinent issues pertaining to this sector. Joining us now to discuss investing in early education is founder and director of Little Ashford Preschools, Jenna Mukina. Thanks so much, Jenna, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, let's get into this conversation. Are we paying enough attention to early education in South Africa, in the continent at large?
Well, at the moment, locally, we're not. This market is extremely underserved. We've got 70% of South African children that still don't attend preschool or have any form of education related to the foundation phase education. So yes, it is a problem. It is a market that's underserved. It is a place where we can all contribute to possibly better development in terms of the private sector, non-governmental organization, as well as a private organization as well.
Why is that the status? Is it a cultural or is it an educational issue that we're looking at?
I think it's a little bit of both, more so educational, on the basis that because the emphasis is always on primary school and high school education. People don't realize that the founding blocks often start before the age of 7 years old. So often it is ignored. The government has placed a lot of emphasis on grade R. And before that, there is still continuous learning and development that occurs. We need to make sure that those kids are confident enough to go to school. Are they ready socially? Are they ready emotionally? Do they have the cognitive skills to be able to go to school? Are they ready in terms of numeracy and vocabulary? And can they adapt to various situations? All of those is equipping them for them to be able to just behave or be emotionally as well as socially ready to attend a primary school and high school.
And we've got Little Ashford Preschools then bringing yet another element. Are they ready to be technologically savvy when they're out there?
Okay, well, the reality is we are headed towards a technologically oriented world. Everywhere you go, you're exposed to technology. We just want our kids to be comfortable with technology and not intimidated by technology. So, for example, we introduce them to little concepts that will make them comfortable with the technology that they use. You know, whether it's just touching a screen, you know, without the use. We for example, use iPads. You know, it's very easy to navigate. It's very much integrative. It's interaction. You know, brings a lot of interaction opportunities for the children. So, you know, that's more or less what we use to make it fun and, you know, a lovely addition to learning environment for them.
I can only imagine that it's been met with some skepticism, though, bringing technology in at such an early age when a lot of parents want to focus on the physical side of things, you know, engaged in activities that foster physical development more so than anything else. How much convincing did you have to do? How much buy-in do you have right now?
I think what's important is to not take away from the traditional aspects of education. The iPad or bringing technology into the classroom adds another dimension to the preschool environment. It's not there to replace anything. It's not there to take over the traditional methods of education. It's not there to take over gross motor development, fine motor development, which are the likely terminologies that you'll see within our environment. It's just there to supplement certain areas or to just add to the fun and the learning experience. Again, it all goes back to adding into the classroom, not taking away from the classroom.
It also adds a very expensive dimension. So is it a viable solution for schools in Africa where you're looking at necessity versus frills and fancies?
I think it depends on your implementation strategy, whether you look at it from a private organization or governmental organization. From a private organization, parents can afford such, some would call it luxuries. From a non-governmental or a non-profit organization or from a governmental point of view, one can implement programs where iPads are bought and, you know, programs are run throughout schools. So I think the long-term impact of it becomes less expensive than one would imagine it to be.
Let's